Hey, what's up, fam? This is your boy Jermaine Lockett. This is the Couch Rider Report, and I just want to welcome you here to the first stream. I'll just wait for a couple of y'all to join. We'll just talk it up. We'll just kind of just BS on some Ravens. I always bring that original sports perspective from our couch to yours, and I am so happy to have you here with me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with your boy. Let's see what we got in the room. You want to pop something on the chat, and I can see who exactly we have here. All right. So the reason I popped on here is because I believe Lamar catching all this hate. It's ridiculous how much hate Lamar Jackson is catching right now. It just don't make sense. Like every time he does great, all the haters is quiet. Everybody hushed up. The second your boy lose, because of either defense, can't stop the run, bad center, concussion that knocks him out the game, everybody falls back on the Lamar can't throw. And then he goes in the offseason and he beats the narrative because he gets his hustle on, he does his thing, comes back, wins the MVP, beats the league in passing touchdowns, leads the league, gets disrespected. I just don't understand it. Makes no sense to me whatsoever to see this young man catch all this flack when there are other quarterbacks who are absolutely terrible. There's a reason that there are going to be 4 quarterbacks taken off the board in the NFL draft, probably in the top 10, because of the fact that they are terrible quarterbacks in the league, but they don't catch half as much flack. Lamar does, because they think, oh, well, he's going to get hurt. He's proven to stay healthy, unless you got a dumb center who snaps the ball over your head. That ain't his fault. What you want me to say? But look at the narrative that everybody's keeping quiet on right now. And that narrative is Lamar was LaFumble. They called him LaFumble 2 years ago because he had 10 fumbles in 2018. Here he is, comes out 2019 and tears the league apart. 2020 only has 5 fumbles on the year. Just kind of makes me laugh because nobody's talking about Lamar's fumbles right now. They ain't said a word. All they can say is, hey, well, Buffalo had his number. He can't win in the playoffs. Well, didn't he beat that narrative too? It's just all these narratives he continues to beat. And I think this offseason he's going to get together with his teammates and he's going to be able to throw that ball to the outside. Right now, they're saying, hey, he can't throw the ball to the outside. Is it his fault or is it what Sammy says? Some of those receivers just weren't getting open. When I look at the tape on Miles Boykin, he wasn't creating separation. He didn't have a good jump step. He wasn't doing the things that was needed, and I'm a big Miles Boykin fan. He needed to get open. But this ain't about me. It's about you. And I believe there's a person in the room. If you got a question, go ahead and type it in the timeline, and I got you. We'll look it up. We'll talk it up. We'll chop it up right here, and I'll give you that original sports perspective from our couch to yours. What you got? Like I said, this is the first time I'm actually live streaming, so I am honored that you're here. But we'll keep chatting as we go. Tonight I actually did a small little podcast on the KTSE Sports Talk with Justin Parnell, and y'all go ahead and check him out on Anchor. Just type in Justin Parnell, it'll pop up, or you can type in KTSE Sports Talk. But we talked about defense, and I just went in on the defensive the secondary, went actually all the second stringers because we knew who the starters were. We did. And we chopped it up, talked about that. It was a good discussion. We talked about some of the things that we wanted on defense and on offense. And I stay consistent. There are things that I want on offense. I want Creed Humphrey, dude 6'4", just a beast and embarrasses people in front of him. He wins those one-on-one battles. Can't ask for more when it comes to a center. I just want to, except for, hey, snapping the ball. Can he get that down? And then you got Terrace Marshall, #1 recruit in the country coming out of college as far as wide receivers. I love the guy. Huge. Like I said, his height, it varies. I'm catching 6'2" on one side, 6'4" on the other. He's a big boy. He's 220-some pounds, whatever, can run like lightning. I'm a big fan. Frankie B was good. You got any questions for me, man? This is the first time I'm going live over here, so I appreciate you hopping in here. If you got a question, just go ahead and type it in the feed, and we can answer it together, man. What you got? You got anything, Frankie? So, what do you think of these outside linebackers? I'll tell you the same thing I told Justin Parnell and them. There's only a handful. Maybe there's two guys that I like, and one of them is Jeremiah Owusu. I want to say it's Karamora. I call him Kamehameha because the dude's name is it's pretty long, but I call him Owusu. Jeremiah Owusu. I love that talent there, but also my favorite is Carlos Basham. Like what he brings to the table as far as that thump, the speed, the awareness. I mean, he's just one of those guys that plays like I know y'all like to hear this, but he plays like a Raven. Reminds me so much of Terrell Suggs and size and thump. Like I said, he's aggressive, probably a little bit too aggressive, more along the lines of a Harrison, Jerome Harrison. But the guy he's got what you need when you're talking about outside linebackers. Very much impressed with his skills. He's constantly wanting to cause fumbles, and he's constantly disrupting an entire offense. You have to be looking out as a quarterback to see, hey, where is this guy? He is all over the place. Carlos Basham is a absolute monster. What do you got? You said personally, I think the free agency guys are better. Oh, as far as for free agents, like Melvin Ingram. I mean, he'll do, but what's the price? Can we afford it? We ain't got no money, man. We ain't got no no real money because Earl Thomas is about to yank this organization for about $10. Or it's gonna be 10 bucks, 10 mil. He's about to yank him for 10 mil, man. But Wayne, what else you got? Oh yeah, he's about to get him, man. And it's because they dropped him. Maybe it was a character conduct issue or whatever. Maybe it's something he could have been suspended a couple weeks or something along those lines. But they probably shouldn't have dropped Earl Thomas. I'm not saying talent wise. I'm saying money wise that they probably couldn't. They shouldn't have dropped the dude. And yeah, the Ravens are cash strapped. People say that the cap's a fake thing. The cap is a real deal. And you can ask the Saints. They keep kicking money down the road, and they're hurting because they're doing that. They were $59 million in the negative. Who gets that much in the negative and still tries to sign players and kick money down the road? It's a nonsensical approach, and you'll never get out of the hole in that type of mindset. It just doesn't work. And as long as they continue to do things like that, that organization is going to always be in debt and have dead cap money when it comes to their organization. Hang on just one second. Just send a little message over here to the feed. Let people know that I'm on. What else you got? You said the cap is really only concerned when players are cut. Yes, and that's the thing. The Saints know that they have players that they kick so much money down the road on, and then also the value of that player has already gone down. They've underplayed their contract, yet there's so much back money loaded onto the contract that the player knows, hey, I'm gonna get paid whether I play or not, whether they cut me or not, because they've rolled all this money into this long-term deal because they probably paid him 1 year in that first year when they was trying to sign other players. And then all of a sudden the next year they're getting paid like 18 and 24 and $27 million down the road, and they can't afford to pick this dude up. They can't afford to pick up the new stuff. They can't afford to pay this star who has not performed at all. And then you got to build to the draft. And so that just doesn't make sense when it comes to trying to manage a team. Am I saying I'm the perfect GM? No. What I am saying is you got to make smart decisions. If you make those smart decisions when it comes to an organization, you will have money to sign nice big time players with. And EDC has been making some moves and he's building through the draft. He has a very smart strategy when it comes to building players or building teams through the draft. Green Bay won a championship with one of the youngest rosters in the NFL because they built through the draft. EDC can do the exact same thing, and I believe the team will flourish because of that. And they have to win this championship right now on Lamar's first deal. The only way you do that is with cheap options, with the draft options, with young bucks. Do your scouting. Go ahead and pick up guys who have a lot of high value and may not be the flashiest one on the board, but look at the tape and see what the intangibles are and pick those guys up. What else you got, man? I'm going to try to move this camera around just a little bit because these lights are extremely bright enough. If I move my head, you're getting messed up. Getting blinded with the light. Let's see. But yes, as far as the cap situation goes, it is what it is. NBA doesn't have caps, so they can sign whatever. And of course, it's guaranteed, so you can just buy your championships if you want. As long as you get that key piece to bring to town, like LeBron. You get a key piece like LeBron, and you build around that with whatever money, as much money as you want to put into this team to buy that championship. NFL knows they have broke franchises that can't afford all that. So they put a cap of how much you can spend on per player. So it also prevents the super building teams, like the teams like the Los Angeles Rams, when they lost to the Patriots, all that money that was spent to build a team to lose in the Super Bowl. And then Tampa Bay, they built a team, and they're actually going to come back with that same team of superstars who took pay cuts because they wanted a ring. It's just one of the situations that happened to work out when you go get the GOAT and you have all these other small, young, talented players on their first-year deals, and then all of a sudden they sign back again for more money, or actually for less money than they would have got out of free agency because they love what they're doing together. Am I saying I'm a Tampa Bay fan? Heck no. What I am saying is that I believe if you have a good thing going, take that cut if you're looking for a legacy. Go get your money and join the Jets if you're trying to be broke. I mean, Darrell Reeves did it. He joined the Patriots, got himself a ring, went back to the Jets, got $44 million. What you got for me, man? I know you're in here, and I appreciate you being my Lone Ranger. Let's see if I can get you somebody else in here to ask some questions. Frankie, you still there? You still with me? You still rocking with me, man? What you got? I mean, I could go into a couple of picks that I want to get. But first, let me just talk about defense, man. Because when it comes to these backups, you have a couple of solid, players they provide decent depth, and they need that opportunity to shine. One of the players that I am excited about, him bringing back for the 1-year deal, LJ Fort, got him for the cheap, but also he just has that leadership. When I look at that Houston game and I see what he was able to do after that fumble was caused by Humphrey, that was solid. If you can get a guy who can make plays like that on the regular, stop the run and still just make, run after the fumble, pick it up and scoop and score, that is a talented individual, and that's something you need on your squad even as a backup. Just comes in, knows, hey, I know my role. There's an opportunity. I'm going to take advantage of it. There's other players on the roster who, if they stay healthy, they can have similar production as far as that greatness there. You got Khalil Dorsey. That's one of the guys who's had a big time injury history, everything from hamstrings, ankles, you name it. He's had it. But if he gets healthy, though, and he can prove to, he can probably prove to be a decent safety or nickelback. And you know that Baltimore needs those nickels because Tavon just can't stay healthy. And you got Matabike. I love me some Matabike. This dude was a 3-year starter at Texas. Just outstanding guy. One of the top recruits as far as in the country when he was going into college. Did big things in Texas. And there's no surprise that he came in later in the season when Big Baby was out. And he shined very well and held it down as far as stopping a run. I believe he's going to get a lot of rotational playing time, and he's going to make some big plays with the Monstars there because he is one of those big Monstars. And, of course, I love my guy Jimmy Smith. Some people are like, hey, he's always injured. In fact, Brooke will always say, he's always injured, man. I don't know what your thoughts are on this dude. But when he's healthy, go look at the first 6 games of the season and ask me where he was ranked. According to PFF, like I said, it's not the end-all be-all, but PFF had him rated pretty high in the league, like 3rd in the league out of all corners because he was just locking guys down. He locks down his side of the field. He's a physical beast. He will push people to the sidelines. That's what that boy does. All right. Well, looks like it's just you and me, man. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to try to do a couple more of these just to see how they go. I haven't done a live stream before, so I figured this is an opportunity just to put something out there to let everybody know, like, hey, we're here. We're going to talk Ravens talk. I'm a big-time Baltimore Ravens fan. I would bring sports perspective for all different teams. If there's a need for it, if somebody wants to talk about it, I'm here to bring it to you because that's what I do. I bring original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is the Couch Rider Report, and I'm just going live here. And I want to say, hey, y'all have a great evening. Y'all take care. Peace out.